Our listeners are as important as our guests. Join in on the conversation. 504-341-8255, the New Orleans Talk Network. Listeners are as important as our guests. Join in on the conversation. 504-341.
I'm your host, Charles Stewart, and co-host by Reverend Williams. And in the studio guest today will be our beloved, the Honorable Joseph Lopinto. He had agreed to come on. He is a man of his word. He said every month I come and give y'all an update on what's going on in Jefferson Parish. And we're proud of him, and we're delighted to have him in the studio. But before we talk to our sheriff, something that is going on this upcoming week, we have at the Oakland Baptist Church tonight at 6:30. They having a conference for young people, and they call it a prayer meeting. They are praying that God will turn those young kids around. What a beautiful idea to this is the young people, the young adults, I think they call themselves His Holiness. They're asking everyone to come this evening at Oakland Baptist Church. That's on, used to be 3rd Street at Richard Wilson Avenue now. At the Oakland Baptist Church, they're in Kenner, and they're asking that you would come out and support them. And they just want to let the kids know that they love them, and it's another way besides crime. So we ask that you attend that. Also, Sunday at 11 o'clock at the Nineveh Baptist Church in Kenner. I think the address is 1009 Wilkenneal Avenue. They is having a Wilkenneal Scholarship Foundation. They is having, I think, their 20th year anniversary, and share boy, time go by fast. I remember when that foundation started, I was one of the original board members, and it's a long story when they changed the name of the street to the late pastor Wilkenneal. And I was a part of it. I guess sometimes, Sheriff, if you don't toot your own horn, nobody else will, because Pastor Neal, he was a good friend, and you could go to him and talk about problems. We were trying to have a movement going on in Jefferson Parish, and oftentimes I would go to him, and he let me use the church a couple of times to hold a meeting with the community. And he was so good and faithful about doing that, and he didn't charge us nothing or anything for you in the church. And so when they elected African American to the council for the first time, it had power, so it ain't power of me to go to that council and ask them to change the name Atlanta Street to Wilkenneal Avenue. And they, Councilman Jones, he put it in summary, and then the whole council passed it, and for the first time in Jefferson Parish, they had a street to our knowledge, a street was named after African Americans. Like a lot of people thought that ought to be Clay, the street was named after him, but the street was named Clay before he moved there. and he just happened to move on the street with the last name. Matter of fact, they did research, and it was a slave owner that actually the street was named after. So Will Kinnear, with a history, he was the first, to our knowledge, the research that we did, that had a street named after him, Will Kinnear Avenue. And it was a proud day. We had a ceremony, and that's when that foundation, Will Kinnear Scholarship Foundation, got started. And Sunday they holding the 20-year anniversary, and they honoring Donna Jones, Pastor Jones, Sunday. And guess what? They also put me on that too. They honored me also. So if nobody else don't say nothing good about me, share. The people at Nineveh Baptist Church, they showed me some love. I forgot all about it. They sent a text and said, "You were one of the founding boys." Remember, I was. But actually, it got started 20 years ago, and I don't know how many young kids don't receive scholarship. But I'm so proud that Reverend Baker and the whole board, the foundation board, I know a young man, Brother Floyd Grayson, he pushed very, very hard for that to be a success, and he did an excellent job. So saying that, I done took my own horn, I done got that off my chest. I feel good about it this morning. So I know y'all waiting to get in the show. We want to thank you for all our listeners that listen to us on Monday morning. And believe me, I enjoy giving you that link. Some people, when they get off from work, they go home and they look at the show and they tell us, and we're proud of this. And we hope that we give the community the information that they badly need, and hopefully that they badly accepted our show. Last week we talked about things that you don't know, you should know, but you don't know. And it's so much, Sheriff, that we think that we know and we don't know, but we should know. And we've been talking about that quite a few times, and people said they learn a lot from that. So we have to thank everyone that tune in every week and everybody that watch us. Y'all know y'all can download us on the app, www. New Orleans Talk Network. We're also on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. So we on Twitter. So you can bump Trump on the side and check us out sometime. So we're so happy to have y'all. And finally, note, we'd like to say to the Jones family, who's also one of their family, and we certainly, everyone I know that know the Jones family, that they have them in prayers, and we always pray for them. And I always tell people, when you see them, just shake their hand and say, "I love you, brother," because most time we grab people, we love you. I know how you feel. You don't know how they feel. You got an idea how they feel. But when you lose a loved one, no one really know how you feel. I know when I lost a loved one, when people walk to me, I know how you feel. I'm saying, brother, you don't know. But I appreciate it, and I'm more than sure the Jones family appreciate it. So we appreciate all our listeners, all y'all that's sick and shed in. We love you, we love you, love you. Now, to our beloved sheriff of Jefferson Parish, we're going to open up the phone. If you would like to call and talk to him, we're going to open up the phone in a short while. But before we do that, Sheriff, it's been, I think, about maybe 60 days. I know it's been more than 60 days since you was here. And you had just had been re-elected to sheriff. Elected, you was already sheriff, but they made it official. And you had came on, and we talk about the goals and thing that you had for yourself and for Jefferson Parish. So we would like to kind of reiterate upon your goals for Jefferson Parish, for the citizens of Jefferson Parish.
Well, first let's go back to Nineveh Baptist Church. I think you gave Reverend Baker some props, but I was just there on Friday. In fact, we went out there and they had the Jonah group that was putting on their summer enrichment program. The director, Chastity Williams, had a great group of probably 25 to 30 young kids that went through their enrichment program this summer. I was able to attend the final program on Friday. Great group of young students and really good program. So that church is continuing to do good things for the community, allowing their facility to be used for great little programs to allow people to have their children in the program over the years, and very glad that they invited me to attend on Friday and glad I was able to go. As it comes to the sheriff's office, I mean, 60 days since the election. I don't know what that case would be because I've been the sheriff since September 1st. My job changes every single day. Good news is since that September 1st, I mean, we are in good shape with the sheriff's office. Crime is down considerably. Crime last year, we talked about the numbers being the lowest since 1974. And from last year's numbers, which is our lowest in 2017, so far in 2018, we've had dramatic decreases from last year's numbers, which were the lowest. I mean, we're down almost 50% in murders, down 50% in robberies, considerable amounts. I mean, normally you'll see an uptick during the summer months. Kids get out of school, you'll see an uptick of juvenile crime. That really hasn't happened so far. Obviously, the numbers aren't out there for June yet. We'll have those numbers in the next couple of days. But we haven't seen an influx of a lot of smaller level crime, which is always good. So hopefully we can get through the summer and not have those problems. The sheriff's office is a lot more than just crime, though. I mean, I had to deal with the legislative session, dealing with 3 special sessions, making sure that the changes that they make in Baton Rouge, how do they affect us, not just from the sheriff's office, but also the parish itself. We had a big ruling this past few weeks about internet sales tax collection. And hopefully that can lead to some additional funds for the parish and for the sheriff's office. But the good news is our sheriff's office has been very aggressive in the past, going after companies to make sure that our brick and mortar institutions, our stores that are here located in Jefferson Parish, aren't put in an unfair playing field with the rest of the country. And we have been very aggressive to make sure that we can try to do that collection. So it's not going to be a huge windfall because we've actually been doing our job correctly the first time. But we hope that will change the future, and it gives us a better place to be in the parish itself that we love.
Okay, and also, Sheriff, that before you had came on, people right here in my railroad, and sometimes you say you talk to people. I don't talk to everybody, but I do talk to a few people that I think that is real visible in the community and that they know the community. And talking to them, they were well pleased and satisfied that they said they see, lately they've been seeing more cops in the community, and they appreciate that. And I kind of laugh, lady was telling me, said they kind of like getting like West Wego and Harrihan. What do you mean? Said like when one cop stopped and you look up, there 2 or 3 more there, I said, well, you like that? She said, I love it. Mm. And so, I know, Sheriff, they said run one built overnight. I know you came in. I know your predecessor, New Norman, he was doing a great job. And every job is not easy, so I know you got your own way how you want to do things. And so I tell people all the time, they say, well, man, I know, Charles, that you know the sheriff, you like the sheriff and all that there. I said, I love everybody. And I said, well, the sheriff, I said, well, you got to give him time. Everybody not going to be pleased with the sheriff, and I guess people like myself and other people that understand that you're not going to, life is not Burger King. You can't have it your way all the time. You got sometimes say, man, I don't like the pickle. I don't like the last hole, what I don't want, but you can't look at life that way. If you might put a pickle off to yourself, but life is you got to make adjustment. I know, Sheriff, you don't have to. I know something that you want to do in Jefferson Parish. I know you have to make adjustment. You have to compromise sometimes.
You do. I mean, my my responsibility is really a business owner. I mean, I'm a policeman first. I'm proud that I was the guy that started at the bottom. But the sheriff's office is a big corporation. It's 1,500 employees, and you don't move them overnight. You don't sit there and make rash decisions that affect us for the long term. My job as a sheriff is to look at what we're going to look like 5 years from now and steer that ship in that direction. I don't make a U-turn in order to accomplish a short-term goal. Those aren't always easy decisions. You're right. I'm not going to make everybody happy. I'll never have 100% of the population that likes me. But what I try to do is I try to be the ultimate professional. I try to understand my job very well, do it to the best of my ability, understand that I'm going to make mistakes, and so is everybody else that works below me is going to make mistakes. But what we try to do is make sure that we're the best prepared so we don't make many of them, that we make decisions that are going to keep crime low. That keep us in a neighborhood that can be prosperous, that moves in the right direction, that people want to live here in Jefferson Parish. We understand the complaints that we receive, whether it's in Orleans Parish or other places. And it's not that they're doing everything bad. They're not. But you got to do things that are a little bit better than the other ones so people are talking good about you. And good news is in Jefferson Parish, we've been able to exhibit that, whether it's 3 people showing to a scene. That's something that we try to make sure that we're going to have the first officer to you within 5 minutes, but 2 or 3 within 7 minutes. That way they have backup, that you have efficiency. That way, if most people don't call 911 on a daily basis. Right. So when you call 911, you're having a bad day. Whether it was your vehicle was stolen, whether it was a suspicious person outside your house, whatever the case may be, it's a bad day when you actually have to pick up the phone to call 911, even if it's a traffic accident. We want to make sure that we deliver a good service, that we show up and we take care of the needs, and that we can help you the best way that we can.
Right, and also, Sheriff, I don't know if you at liberty to talk about a certain thing that's going on in the parish. Particular case, I got many questions asked. Saying when the sheriff come on, we ask him about the case, what's going on in Stewart. Cases like that, Sheriff, I tell people, got 2 sides to every story, and there's the story and there's the story. And I don't know if you want to talk about that, but I told him that I would ask you if you want to talk about it.
I can't. Look, we have a pending investigation. My job, you remember, Sheriff Joseph Lopinto is not on any scene. Our job as the sheriff's office is to investigate any crime. So I won't give specifics because obviously that's a pending investigation. And I wouldn't give those specifics to any crime that exists. When we have pending investigations, they're that for a reason. My job is to make sure that I'm doing our job properly of collecting the evidence that's there in the scene, collecting the statements from whatever witnesses, whether they're police officer witnesses or whether they're individual witnesses. Collect that information, collect it fairly, properly, and then turn that information over to the actual decision maker. The decision maker ends up being an FBI, a district attorney, a grand jury. Those are the decision makers of any of those type of cases. So not just to this case specifically, but any type of case.
Right.
So I make sure that our investigation is done properly. Right. That we have collected the information. I also wanted to make sure that it was transparent. Look, I know in these type of cases that you're going to have people that are going to look at it and criticize it. Not necessarily criticize it, but to make sure they're going to critique it, to make sure that we've done it properly. Okay. So I brought in other organizations in order to make sure that they can look at it and say, is there anything we're missing? Do we need to do it? I have every faith and confidence in the Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Office to do their job, do it properly, and there are times that I have to terminate officers. There's times that I have to arrest officers. There's times that I have to defend officers because they did the right thing. Right. In this case, my job is to make sure that we have collected the evidence, that we have collected the statements, and that we turn them over properly. We'll continue to do that. It goes back to me saying what I said earlier. I try to be the ultimate professional. Right. And sometimes being the professional, it's good. and sometimes being a professional is bad.
Right.
But if you act consistently, you hope the public understands that we're doing our job and we're doing it the way that we're supposed to do it.
Sheriff, I can imagine your job because I was a contractor most of my life. And if you have people that work under you. So if I got a carpenter or someone make a mistake on the job, and he, whatever mistake he made, me as his boss, that's why, like I tell people all the time, well, your man, your guy did this here, they did this here. And you shouldn't, I wouldn't recommend you. And I said, hold it, wait a minute, wait 1 second. You hollering and screaming, you paying me 10% more than the cost of the value. It's my job. Whatever the problem is, to straighten it out. Right. That's why they call me the boss. So if my carpenter made a mistake, I have to correct it, but give me an opportunity to find out his side. And for whatever he did wrong, I need to hear them. Oftentimes I tell people that everybody, a human being, gonna make a mistake. None of us is perfect. I mean, it's impossible for anything to go perfect. So I tell, like a lady tell me, well, I would never recommend you to do anything. I said, ma'am, hold on. You don't have to recommend me to do any job, but understand me real, real well. My guy didn't put the shelf. He was 3 inches off from where you want it. Now, it's very easy for him to take that loose and drop the shelf down 3 inches. And I say, you're going to tell me that you don't want me to do anything for you anymore and nobody look like me? I said, but when you go in Walmart, have you ever went in there and bought something that you didn't like? And she said, yeah. Did you take it back? She said, yeah. I said, but don't you still go to Walmart every day?
Right.
I mean, we all make mistakes, Chef. I mean, and they always say that's why they put a eraser on pencil. Now, people know how to use no pencil anymore, but they do have, you can't erase, like I said, a person lose their life, you can't erase that, but that gonna happen in life. And I tell people all the time, I don't make excuses for people, I try to find a solution. And so that's why I tell anybody, people quick to say, yes, you're going to take up for this person. I don't take up for anybody. I always try to seek the truth. If my brother wrong, he wrong. I'm going to say, brother, you're wrong. What can we do to correct it? And if we can learn, instead of judging people, let's find out the solution. I appreciate the fact that you say you got to gather the information together and you gave it to the proper authority and they make decision on that. So you're getting like I see that as an independent investigation that you have.
Well, that's what the sheriff's office does. I mean, we are one branch of the government. We're one part of the process, and that's our job as the sheriff's office, is to collect the information. I don't convict anybody. I don't send anybody to jail. That there's other parts of the system, the district attorney and the judges that do that, and the juries. Our job is to collect the evidence, and that's what we've done in this case, and we'll do in any other case. We have to solve crime. We have to determine when there is and there isn't. But we put that to a judge of whether there's probable cause or not. And I won't talk about specifics because I wouldn't talk about specifics for any case.
Right.
It's not appropriate, and there's times when that benefits you, and there's times when it's to a detriment. There's times that I'd love to be able to talk about specifics, but if I'm acting as a professional, I have to be consistent and continue to act as a professional. Okay, so I hope that our listening audience, those listening and watching, hope that you. Well, I'm not going to believe everybody's going to be satisfied with the sheriff answer, but we answer in a way appropriate, in my opinion, and that's just the way life is. I mean, nothing perfect, but when one thing happened on this end, something bad than that happened on the other end. I know sheriff, no case is way worse than that one, but it's not reported and something that's not being talked about. But also, Sheriff, people often ask me,
do they have any kind of opportunity, the job opportunity with the sheriff department? And I would think that one, the slowest turnaround in the business is the turning over officer.
It depends.
But it's hard to find good one, and when you get a good one, you keep them.
Well, you're right. I mean, don't get me wrong. We have 1,500 employees on the sheriff's office. We have job openings all the time. It depends on if it's a job you want. You know what I mean? That's just a reality. We employ, I employ mechanics. I employ range officers. I employ correctional officers. I employ sales tax collectors. I employ process servers. Jobs come available here and there. I mean, there's no doubt about it. Good news with the sheriff's office is, I give you an example from our academy. In many organizations around this country, you have people that don't want to be police officers, or that they have agencies that are having trouble hiring police officers. Our class, which is in right now, our academy class, which is going through, had 125 applicants this past term or whatever for them to come in. Of the 125, we put them through psychological tests, polygraph tests, physical tests. 59 of those 125 passed the test to be acceptable police officers to go through our academy.
Okay.
We only had 25 positions available. We don't have that many. We're not shorthanded right now. So I had to tell 30-something police officers or potential recruits that we appreciate you, but you may have to go find another job someplace else in another agency because I don't have the room. That's a good problem to have, that we're able to pick the cream of the crop, the best coming through. Obviously, with a turnover on the sheriff's office, I have friends and people that worked for the sheriff's office years ago and now work for other agencies, and they want to transfer back over. They'd like to come back to work for me as Joseph Lopinto and come back to the sheriff's office, and I have to tell them no. It's not because I don't want them. It's not because they're not qualified, but I have to still live within a budget. I can't just hire positions just for the sake of creating positions, right? So that they qualify, but at the end of the day, I don't have any spots available. So the spot not being available, it doesn't work, because no matter what, no matter how much they want to come work for me, they don't want to come work for me for free. Everybody needs a paycheck at the end of the day, including my current employees. Right. So I've got to be mindful of that. I can't create positions just for the sake of creating them.
Okay. So. Now, Sheriff, one other quick thing about jobs is, I get a lot of people ask me, say, well, what about 911? Is that operated through the sheriff department?
So it's a combination of a few different things. Our 911 center is actually run by a 911 communication district. Okay. The communication district exists with representatives from the Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Office, our EMS, and our fire department. Okay. The director of it, they actually hire the sheriff's office through a agreement, so we manage it. But the employees of EMS are employees of EMS. The employees of the fire dispatch are employees of fire dispatch. But one of my officers, Major Ronnie Hofeld, is the manager of the entire communications district itself.
So if they were trying to get employment,
if you're
what agency they call you?
Well, if you're trying to get employment as a dispatcher or a call taker, it's through the Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Office. If you're trying to get employment through the fire department, it'd be through the fire department. So that depends. But most of the employees at the 911 Communication District are Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Office employees.
Okay,
so we're hiring.
We have Jefferson Parish Sheriff, the Honorable Joe Lopinto, with us today. We're going to take our first break of the day. And when we come back, we're going to open the line up, so it's your time. It's your time to talk to the sheriff. So you're on with Church Without Walls. Excuse me one second. Who is the man that would risk his neck for his brother, man? Can you dig it? Who's the cat that won't come out when there's danger all about?
Are you looking for a home to live stream your next event? Give us a call here at Bethesda Community Event Center, the only place on the Gulf Coast that can host and broadcast live your wedding reception, your baby shower, business seminar, and any other special event. Give us a call at 504-708 9454 for more details.
Listen up. Your customers, our listeners, could be hearing about your business right now. Yeah, right now. Don't miss out on the opportunity to advertise with NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. Call our business department today at 504-475-4793 to hear about our great rates. NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. We provide the people, you provide the business.
Oh, how the time flies. What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Dr. Rhonda M. Lawson. And can you believe that it has been 1 year since Horizons with Meet the World Image Solutions hit your airwaves? We have interviewed authors, entrepreneurs, playwrights, musicians, and everyone in between, all to bring you the best of literary conversation. And we plan to do it again this year, but only better. So join us right here in the Literary Lounge each Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here on the New Orleans Talk Network. See you there.
Here at Jones Insurance, your full-service agency, let us take care of all your insurance needs. We provide homeowners insurance, flood, rental, commercial, auto, and life insurance. Don't let the unexpected tragedy destroy your family's future. Here at Jones Insurance, 7603 West Bank Expressway, Monroe, Louisiana, 772. Contact Lois at 504-348-1492.
The New Orleans Talk Network, now on your mobile device, on your computer, in your ear, and interactive. It's new, it's innovative, and it's on your mobile device. Android, iPhone, iPad, and on your computer. Take us wherever you go. Because we're interactive. 504-341-TALK. That's 504-341-8255.
He's a complicated man, but no one understands him but his woman.
Chef, say shut your mouth. You are listening and watching Church Without Walls. I'm Charles Stewart, and our special guest is the Honorable Joe Lopinto. I am so happy to have him in the studio, and when I open up, I say he is a man of his word. Everything that he have told me, he had did just that. He said he'll be here every other month, and he's here with us today. So we're giving you an update of what's going on in Jefferson Parish. It's always good to know your chef. I always say to get to know somebody, you don't be getting it second-handed. So I'm so proud of that. And our people, I'm going to open up the line right now. The area code is 504-341-8255, and toll-free number is 563-999-1808. And we're getting on the blog coming up there. They finish you busy, Chef. They requesting want to know information for two nonprofits.
Yeah.
Focus on music.
So,
do you want to deal with that?
yeah, we can. So the status of our youth band, which is our band of excellence for the Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Office. Newell Norman started this band of excellence several years ago with mainly a grant that came from the Tipatina Foundation. We've utilized it not only funding from grants that we've received, but also through general funds of the Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Office to support a youth band. Up to about 100 members that are normally members of their school band project, and they come in on about 3 days a week and actually do additional training with us. We feed them in the afternoon. We teach them different instruments. We do several performances, whether it's their own, performance themselves, the concerts, or whether they march in different parades, and we actually have them travel. They've gone to different travel and events all over, whether it's a Disney World or different locations in order to participate in certain contests. Band of Excellence has been a great program for us. I'm actually a very great proponent of it. I try to every afternoon if I'm working late and I hear them playing, I go down there and just stick my head in and listen to them play, and enjoyed this past year. We had the chance during the St. Patrick's Day Parade. They were marching in the St. Patrick's Day Parade on Severn. I was standing on top of the Bearcat, and it started pouring down, raining on us, and they were playing in the rain, and I was dancing in the rain. We had a good time. So, very good organization that's continuing to thrive here with the Sheriff's Office.
So, we hope that answers your question, and I know that the sheriff, if he were dancing, y'all must have been playing some good music.
They do. They play some great music. I think the other question is presently after school free tutorship of music is being conducted after hours at NOLA libraries. Would you support the expansion of JP library system? Truthfully, I don't know anything about it, to be honest with you. So, I can find out for that caller if they want to give me a call and find out. But I'm not the person to talk about it. I'm not sure. I'm sure that program is in existence. I'm not necessarily denying it, but I just don't know anything about it.
Okay, and I'm more than sure, Sheriff, that if they call your office, they would give them the right direction. In other words,
well, I think that the parish obviously runs any library programs.
Okay.
So you got a different parish government that runs those library programs that exist, and we'll always have competing programs out there that exist.
Okay.
Here and there. We just try to do the best that we can with our program, and afford the opportunities to kids that we can.
Okay. We have a caller on line 1. Go ahead, caller.
Hey, how you doing today, Deacon Charles?
How you doing, Doc?
I'm fine. I see you got a very special guest in the station with you today.
Very special.
Hey, how you doing today, Sheriff Lopinto?
I'm doing great. How can we help you today?
I'm good. Well, I just want to let you know, man, we're praying for all our leaders in Jefferson Parish. You're doing an excellent job. And thank you for coming on and talking with us today, man. We really appreciate you. We know you're a busy man.
It doesn't stop. I can promise you that. I can tell you the Sheriff's Office will consume you if you allow it. You got to make time, and that's what I told Mr. Stewart originally. I said, put me on the calendar for every 2 months. I said, but make sure you put it on the calendar, because if it doesn't get there, it won't happen. I can promise you that. So.
Thank you. Hey, I had a quick question about the youth in our community. We know it's summertime. Kids are running around playing. Not all of them, but some of them are getting in trouble. And I just wanted to know if the parish had any programs out here, like a Scare Straight program for the troubled youth to try to deter them from getting in trouble. And if they are, how can the parents get in touch with that program just in case they need to get their kids enrolled? And not just hang up and listen.
Yeah, sure. So the Sheriff's Office, we do several different programs. We end up having our Young Marines program that we put a bunch of effort in. We probably have about, I'd say 60, 75 kids in that program this year, where we'll instill discipline in them and make sure they're listening to their parents. And that's what we try to focus on for the people that want to come through that program. And, of course, that's administered by by the sheriff itself. As a Scared Straight program, we're at a little disadvantage when it comes to the Sheriff's Office. Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Office, I don't house any long-term prisoners. All of the prisoners that are in the Sheriff's Office are short-term, that they are there in pretrial detainees before they're convicted. So most Scared Straight type programs that are administered around the country are ones that have been done by a person that may have been the suspect and convicted of a murder, but they've changed their life and they're in the prison now and they're looking to be mentors for the future, similar to like an Angola type feel that does that automatically, and they utilize those type of inmates to try to make good on the youth that's there. My prisoners turn over quickly. They're there, generally speaking, less than a year. They come into the sheriff's office, into the correctional center. They're either overcrowded out because their crimes are not heinous enough, or they're kept in jail because their crimes are heinous enough until their trial. But generally speaking, they're going to plead or go to trial within a year, and when they get convicted, they get moved up to state facilities. So my situation in Jefferson Parish really doesn't allow for a program specifically like that, where I would feel comfortable bringing youth in to the jail facility and exposing them to an environment where I don't have necessarily control over the outcomes at the end of the day. So I hope that answered your question.
We hope that answered your question, caller. We're trying to get in many callers we can. We got a caller on line 2, but thank you, caller. Call on line 2. You on air?
Hello?
Hello.
Hey, hello?
Hello.
We can hear you. Can you hear us?
How you doing, Miss Stewart and Mr. Lopinto? This is Willie, and I was calling to see if there are any websites or something that myself or the community can go to check on things happening in the parish, for as crimes happening, new procedures doing, any information that we could learn about the sheriff department that's being, sent through the website where we could check on, be informed.
Okay,
to
so
keep up with what's happening in the parish.
sure. So jpso.com is our website itself, but then you can also follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and I think we even have an Instagram account, but I'm not 100% sure. But I know we have a Twitter and a Facebook account. We have opened up those things in order to try to give more communication. Remember, the sheriff's office deals in certain different ways, right? We want the public to be informed, but we also want the public to not be afraid of their community. Crime is going to occur. Let's face it. We will never prevent all crime. Good news is our crime numbers are considerably down, but the more that we're aware of them, generally speaking, makes people more worried. I want you to be aware of the crime in your area. Our crime tracker program on JPSO.com, you can actually pull up your neighborhood and see what crimes existed during that neighborhood. If our civic associations, our Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Office go to all the civic associations and present what the crime statistics for that area are. They'll tell you what they were in a month, how many armed robberies, how many burglaries, how many thefts, and generally the numbers are very low. Our Facebook account, we try to utilize it on a better level. We know the amount of good that we do in the sheriff's office. We see people at their worst, but we also see people at their best. And we try to make sure that we share the good stories just as much as we share the bad stories. We want the public to help us find the person that committed a crime against another victim. But more importantly, we also want to see the humanity on the sheriff's office side. Us going out there and actually, whether it's me attending a birthday party for a lady that turned 109 the other day. We went out there and we presented with a plaque. She's 109 years old, living right here in Jefferson Parish. And, I went and made sure I went to our birthday party and enjoyed it with her. And we went out there and tried to share that information. So, again, our best case scenario is go to Facebook and go pull up jpso.com every once in a while. And we'll give you as much information as we can.
Do the parish have anything that they give, like a function, a fair or something to connect with the community? Do the parish, the sheriff department put on anything that give a chance for the community to get to know the police department? Well,
yeah, we actually, so our Citizens Academy, which we're taking applications for right now, is open to the public and is going to start I believe in September, maybe August, but that is on our website itself. Our JPSO Citizens Academy is 24 hours. It's 3 hours for an 8-week long class, one night a week, every Thursday from like 6 to 9, to give you the opportunity to come to the sheriff's office and learn what we do. We'll bring you to our 911 center. We'll allow you to have a ride along with one of our deputies. Go to our jail and go take tours of the sheriff's office so you get to know what your sheriff's office does. In addition to that, we do all kind of programs during the year. I mean, our community relations division is continuously busy, whether they're taking senior trips, seniors on our buses to different trips around. We have the upcoming Night Out Against Crime in October. We'll be busy there with over 100 different events, and what we're doing new this year is the Crime Stoppers is actually going to move their event instead of being on the night itself of the Night Out Against Crime. We're going to do it as a wrap-up party on that Friday. So every house that has a party has the ability to be put in, and we're going to give away prizes for who had the best party, and we're going to do a wrap-up event on that Friday after the Tuesday Night Out Against Crime event. So we're always very active. In fact, I got to go out to the Zephyrs Field, or what do they call them now, the Baby Cakes Field, and throw out the first pitch in a couple of days, along with some other law enforcement partners. So, we try to be very active and we'll continue to be. And if there's an event that you'd like us to participate in, you'll let us know. And if we can be there, we'll try to be there.
Oh, that's nice. Okay. That's very good. All right. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Caller.
All right. Bye-bye.
Okay, thank you. Sheriff, I had talked to some of the coalition members, and some of the things that we always put together, you set goals, and one of the goals that we were putting together, that we would like to get like young kids, catching when like 5 and 6 years old. Maybe I said maybe from at least from 6 to maybe 10 years old, and bring them to the sheriff department. You pick a day, let them know this is a place to protect you. This is a part of you, and it may encourage some young kid or some young lady to want to be sheriff. The fear. Like to say you control people by fear, but sometimes fear hurts people. They give them it's a disability to them.
And I agree, and it always comes down to a two-way street, because the reality of it is the sheriff's office tries to be open. Right. We have 430,000 residents, and they all would love me to be everything to everybody, and that's not possible. Impossible. I can tell you, we have groups that contact us all the time and want to come to one of our stations and those type of things. And we accommodate, whether it's a Boy Scout group, Girl Scout group, we'll have people that, my deputies are always asked to participate in a career day or whatever the case may be. And we will do that. There's never an opportunity that I don't take to allow, our deputies, detectives, or myself to participate in those type of groups to go do it. We simply need to be asked.
Right.
And that's some of the misconception. It's like, oh, we'd love to do this. And it's like, well, we can do it. All we're going to do is be asked. If you ask me to come to speak to a specific group, I'll make sure that we're out there. We'll make that happen, and we'll do it to the best of our ability. But it's also about having that communication to be able to say, oh, you know what, I never thought of that, and to make it happen. So.
Yeah. Also, Sheriff, like people always ask questions like, Sheriff controls a lot of things in Jefferson Parish, and he controls our tax money, and I can't answer those questions but I told him I don't believe that you handle that the clerk of court I think handles so much and you handle so much. Yeah. And people think that you have a lot of jobs, and they say, what job opportunity does sheriff have besides being a sheriff?
Yeah, and so the sheriff's office does. Don't get me wrong. I don't control the tax money. I am the tax collector. Okay, but by law, it tells me where I have to distribute it to. Okay. I don't get to pick and choose who gets the money and who's not. The school board gets their percentage, the parish gets their percentage, and everybody gets what they're supposed to get. Okay. But by law, I do collect it. But I agree. My office employs a whole bunch of people. Right. I've got people that are specialists from the standpoint of our crime lab. That deal with DNA. They're not police officers. Never been police officers. They're chemical analysis, right? I have people that collect sales tax, that more of accounting people. I have people that are process servers. I have the clerks that are literally just, processing paperwork that have nothing to do with being a police officer. They're not sworn deputies. They've never been through an academy. They don't ever carry a gun. We have almost 1,500 employees in the sheriff's office, and only about 800 of them are sworn police officers. Okay. That are gun carrying, that can actually carry a gun. Meaning that, almost half of my department is not sworn police officers, that aren't police officers itself. So opportunities exist. It just depends on the right opportunity and the right make. I mean, I always ask people, come in, put out an application. You never know when something's going to come existing if that's something that you're interested in. The Sheriff's Office, we try to be a very good employer with our insurance benefits and pension benefits. But, it's not the right job for everybody either. It just depends on what your position is.
Now, Sheriff, another question that I get is blighted houses. Your department have anything to do with that?
Generally speaking, our department participates with the parish, but the parish itself deals with the blighted houses.
President.
Yeah, the parish president's office has their code enforcement unit. And that code enforcement will make determinations of whether a house is blighted or not. Now, we will participate whether they do a seizure on it. Then obviously we do the sale. We'll do the civil portions of it. So we help them with that. But normally code enforcement, which is a parish function, handles the blighted housing itself.
Okay, yeah, that's I done got this a many times. Like people, we got a nonprofit. Could he ask the sheriff? Could he donate us a house? I said, I don't really know, Sheriff.
I don't have any to donate.
The parish president.
And if the parish seizes it, the parish ends up getting it and they put it back up for sale. I may do the auction, but I don't ever own it. The Sheriff's Office never owns it. So.
Sheriff, okay, for anyone that want to get involved with, I know you said that if you're an organization where you may be a social pleasure club, what have you, if you have a meeting going on, something that is important, something that's going to help Jefferson Parish, you available to attend those meetings? I think I hear you say
Well, obviously, look, my calendar fills up. That's what I say. I'd love to be able to attend it all, but at the end of the day, I've got 7-year-old twins at home too that need some of my time.
Yeah, right.
So, but don't get me wrong. If you look at my calendar, it fills up. I can't attend everything, but I like to know about it because if I have the opportunity to stop by, perfect example. We talked about at the beginning of the show is at Nineveh Baptist Church on Friday. My Friday, I had it on my schedule. I had a funeral to go to. I finished the funeral. It was perfect timing. I was able to run over there and go attend the event, right? If I know about it, I can put it on my calendar, and if my schedule permits, I try to make it. If not, I can get somebody else to make it. So we can make those things happen, through either our community relations division or through my office. I mean, it's 363-5701. Or if they send the invites to, 1233 West Bank Expressway, attention to me. And, you get the ability to possibly happen. The longer you put it out, the easier it is for me to make time for it. But some things, times change,
Well, I begin the show coming to an end today, but I wanted to say to the people that people, and Reverend Hurst is the pastor there, so we ask that you attend that. Also Sunday morning, 11 o'clock at Nineveh Baptist Church, they're holding the Wilkins Scholarship Foundation is having a 20-year anniversary, so they've been there a long time helping our young kids. For those living in Kenner, wherever you live, stop by there and say hello. I'm more than sure. I get to eat a lot of food on my anniversary. They have all kinds of, so I know you're going to eat good when you go there. So we're just asking that those people that in Kenner areas, please show up. And like I say, I know that they're giving away some scholarship to young people Sunday. And also they're honoring former Councilman Donald Jones. And also they honoring you truly. So I'll be there. So also accepting, I don't know what kind of award they're going to give me, whatever it is, I'm honored that they just thought enough of me that I was a founding board member to help some young kids further their education in life. So we'd be happy to see y'all Sunday. I can't wait till Sunday coming. And share, we so grateful that you come in. You like that make a closing statement to our viewing audience?
Well, just thank y'all for watching or listening, whatever you did today. We look forward to this every other month. I'll be here to, answer your questions, take what we can, and hopefully we make ourselves just a little bit better community. That way we can all enjoy our life as we go through it. So, thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, Sheriff, for coming. And we thank everybody for watching and listening. And remember, we love you, God love you, and sometimes, you get bold, you tell people, I love you, and, really ain't nothing you can do about it if I say I love you. You don't have control of that. That's one thing I have a control that I say I love you. And again, to every family that having problems, that's why we on the air. Some people can't even get out of bed. Some people is sick and shed in. We come your way and try to give you information that normally you wouldn't get, and especially ain't too many shows that you can call. But it's got a handful that you can call and talk direct to the sheriff and ask your question. Your voice being here, that's what it's all about. And that's what churches without walls all about. So we love y'all, and we'll see y'all next week. And you pray for us, and we pray for you. We pray that God will keep our sheriff and his family in good health. Love y'all. See y'all next week. And remember, no such thing as being half dead. If you're dead, you're dead. Love y'all. See y'all next week.
Can you dig it?
Okay.
Who's the cat that woke up?
Our listeners are as important as our guests. Join in on the conversation.